Hi Flosstube, this is Karen. I'm recovering monogamous stitcher here on Flosstube and on Instagram. Welcome to my channel. My channel is mostly about cross stitch and quilting, other sewing and craft projects. You're very welcome here. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much. I'm so happy to have you back. I appreciate your support by subscribing. And if you're new here, you're very welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I would love to know how you came across my channel. Was it recommended to you? Did you stumble across it accidentally? Did it show up on your feed? And if someone recommended or shouted me out, I would really love to know who so I can thank them. Anyway, you're all welcome here. I have a couple thank yous to give for shout outs that have been made by other Flosstubers. One is to Stitching in Costume, Catherine. She was on my list last time, but my eyes skipped over it. It was in my notes, but I didn't say it. And so Catherine, I'm so appreciative of your shout out. Thank you very much. Also, Daleen, so grateful. Thank you for your shout out. It was so kind. Your kind words just meant so much. It was just wonderful. And I hope some of your subscribers may find something they like on my channel also. Thank you so much, Daleen, for that support. I have an announcement about Central KY Stitchers. We had a second meetup. There are now 7 of us in our group, and 6 of us were able to get together last Saturday. We had a great time talking stitching, looking at each other's stitching, and taking notes, saying, who'd you say? What was that? Let me write that down. You know, it was a wonderful time. If you're interested in possibly stopping by and meeting with the group and knowing when they're going to meet, please join the Facebook group, Central KY Stitchers. Shelley is the administrator of the site, and sounds like all is going well. So you're all welcome to join, even if you're not from Kentucky or have any interest in Kentucky. You can lurk and see what we're up to. Okay, let's get to it. I have some FFOs, some past finishes, I have my works in progress, and all kinds of stuff to show. So let's get to it. FFOs, Christmas Rose. It's back from Hobby Lobby. I'm not going to whine anymore. Christmas Rose, the border is all fixed, nice and even. Thank you, Erica. Look at the thickness of this frame. I love that. It shows it off so nicely. I personalized this one as a memorial to my mother. And yes, daughter, this is yours. I put your name on the card on the back of the frame, so it's going to you. This is Christmas Rose. Blackbird Designs. Second FFO, Blackbird Designs also. Just back from Hobby Lobby. Borders all fixed, nicely in the frame. This was personalized for my grandchildren with their initials and their birth years. This is Blackbird Design. I was asked by one of the stitchers at our meetup if I would show my finish of Coming to America by Brenda Gervais. So I have that here. See? Okay, so I started this on the date that the ship started its voyage. I don't remember the dates anymore, but I was following, somebody was letting us know the dates or something. So I did that, and I got it done in time, so they arrived in America in time. So it's a fun stitch. The border was not a problem. I know I had to frog out this, one of the ladies, I lined up under the wrong letter above, and so she was way too close. I couldn't do the center tree, so I frogged her out and moved it back over and fixed it. So this also, looking at this one reminds me of the issue I had brought up a couple times before about overdyed threads and my love-hate relationship with them. When I was stitching this, I wanted to be sure that I didn't have horizontal lines on the water or horizontal lines on the ship. I stitched the water diagonally, and on the ship I kind of curved at the end of the rows so that I hoped it gave some sense of dimension. But as I got to a certain spot on the ship, the dark part of the thread was always landing in that same spot. When I was looking at it, with my nose 2 inches from the surface. I thought, oh, it looks like there's a hole in the ship. Well, you know, it doesn't look like there's a hole in the ship now. It's framed. I look at it, even now, it doesn't look like that. So, you know, get over yourself, Karen. It's not that big a deal. But I think sometimes overdyes are problematic. For example, just let me get this here so I don't throw it on the floor. This book, Souvenirs of Summer, Brenda from Brenda and the Serial Starter let us know when this was was reprinted, and I got it right away because I loved her project that she showed. It is Summer Jubilee. I'm holding it right. Okay. So can you see the flag? Look at the flag. This is my point. Look at the flag. You can see the stars in the flag, and I know I could see it on Brenda's also. Now, even though I usually switch things out, I used all the called for threads. I didn't switch anything to DMC. All the called fors. Look at my flag. It's light and you can't even see the stars. So that was disappointing to me, but it was the called for thread, so I didn't change it, and got it framed, and I'll just live with it. But that to me is just disappointing, and I don't know how to address that. This one was framed at Michael's, by the way. My other ones were Hobby Lobby, but this was Michael's. Okay, one more past finish, and I have to slide out here to get it. Okay, this is Deck the Halls, Blackbird Designs. There are 6 strawberry designs in this. This is my template sticking out. I don't want to lose it. 6 strawberry designs. They're intended to be Christmassy, but I don't think they're really overtly Christmassy. They look wintry maybe, but they don't look Christmassy. Oh, here's one with the house, trees, and the deer. And when I finished them, I put the year charm on the back with the bulb pin. Oh, and I display these in a bowl I got from my mother. I had the good sense to say, yes, I'll take that when she offered it to me, instead of saying, I don't know where I'm going to put that. I don't know. I've lost out on some things. Anyway, there's another one. And I'm not going to look up the names of each of these in the book. So pretty. This one's Partridge in a Pear Tree. See the partridge? I'm moving the lace so you can see the stitching. This lace is not as dainty as the lace that's pictured on the finishes in the book. I just couldn't find a dainty lace. It was, and this was even wider, and I cut it down smaller and zigzagged it so I made it, you know, shorter. It was just so big, but I couldn't find it, you know. So anyway, it's rather bold. The ones pictured on the cover are just so dainty and pretty. Okay, this one has a pelican. And there was a story as to why that pelican was significant to their Christmas. And I looked at it and thought, boy, I would like to change that to a swan. But I didn't know how, so I just stitched the pelican. I'm not a designer. So we have the pelican and this one. Pretty. Pretty, pretty. Now the finishing was a challenge to me. I did these, I hadn't seen Helen D's finishing tutorials at that time. It was before she did those, and I don't think wool tops would have been right for these anyway. But the directions for the ribbon, and this ribbon is either rayon or polyester, I don't know. I got it at Hobby Lobby. I chose it for the color, not for the content, so I didn't really care what it was. But the directions for the top said loop, twist, and continue, which meant nothing to me. I didn't know what that meant. I couldn't figure out what to do. So I ruched the ribbon, which is you take the ribbon and you do a running stitch going bottom to top, top to bottom, like hills and valleys, mountain, valley, all along. And then you pull the thread and it ruffles up the ribbon quite nicely. And then I tacked it on the top as if it's leaves on a strawberry. That was all I could figure out how to do. It would be nice if they looked more like the ones in the book, but but anyway, there they are. So the 6 strawberries are done and displayed. Take a minute to get these back so I can get these back in the china cupboard. Okay, I'm going to slide out here. I don't want to crash this on the floor. Okay, FFOs, past finishes. Oh, I did some sewing finishes this past couple weeks. Someone on Flosstube showed a nice little thread bed that had a little zippered pocket with vinyl front on the back. And I thought I should be able to figure out how to do that. So I spent part of a day, a morning really, figuring out how to do that, and I did. And this is my prototype. I was just practicing, seeing if I could do it. So now I know how to do it, and I'm going to do some more. I had fabric left over from project bags, not enough to do a project bag, so I'm going to use some of those fabrics up for this. So I did this one again, but I didn't snap it yet because I have several more cut out. I'm going to do some more. They can just go in any project bag. It would be lovely if I could match them all, the bag and the thread bed and bobbin holder, but that's not going to happen. I don't have enough. So anyway, I'll be making more of those. And I did a smaller bobbin holder. Remember the Tiger Lily project folder that I showed that had the page for the DMC bobbins? And I made a smaller one so I can tuck it in any project. I'm going to do, this is a 9. I'll do a 4x4 for 16, maybe a few of those. So I have a variety of sizes, and it'll be easy to put in project bags that I already have. So that's my sewing finishes. Okay, so what did I do in the last 2 weeks? Here's my book of days. October's getting pretty full. I don't do as many stickers as a lot of people do, but I do fill it in every day. That lets me keep track of how many days I've stitched on things. So my focus piece this month is Elizabeth Isles. I unzipped it so you wouldn't have to hear the zip, and then I'm all thumbs. Elizabeth Isles. I started it on January 1st, 2022 to celebrate Laura DeWett's birthday from Brenda and the Cereal Starter. So this is my focus piece, and my rule is 7 days. I make my rules. 7 days in the month on the focus piece, and it remains my focus piece until it's finished. I've now done 7 days on this. If I have time I want to spend before the end of the month doing more, I can do that, but it will remain my focus piece until it's done. I also stitched on Halloween Quaker by Leela's Studio. And I told you last time that I had started this in March, and it was my dark 13 stitch, which meant I would stitch on it on the 13th and 31st, but not every month has a 31st, so sometimes I was only stitching 1 day a month and not making much progress. Well, I've gotten 4 days in, so I've completed the whole width, and yay, my Stitchy math worked. It fit nicely. So that feels good to get a little more progress done on that, because that was feeling really slow. And I may continue on that. I have more days in the month. I'll decide. Next one I worked on was Mighty Acorn from Blackbird Design in this book. And here's the picture of it. I'm stitching this on Wren. What is it? 36 count Wren. I finished the border. Had to do a little frogging. Found my mistake. Did a little frogging, and so it matched up. And so the outside border is done, and I've just started up this inner border that goes all the way up here. I may start the tree in the house. I may work from the bottom down. I don't know. I'll see what I feel like when I get there. So that's Mighty Acorn. I'm so glad to have a start on that. I've wanted to do that one. The other one I've worked on is Helen Schnorr from JBW Designs, and it's in Antique Sampler Collection 2. And I have this on scroll rods. It's on an unknown 36 count fabric, and I don't remember where I was last time, so I can't point it out. But the fonts on this are just beautiful. They really are beautiful. And I'm using the suggested DMC that's closest to the color of the original. Now, where am I going to put this so it doesn't clunk on the floor? Okay. Okay. So I finish this. Whips. Stitchy Kindness. I got my first Stitchy Kindness. Julia sent me this beautiful handmade card. And some Halloween stickers. And these needles. You see they're white on the top and black on the bottom. They're from Maydell, Maydell? Yes, Maydell, M-A-Y-D-E-L. And they're not hypoallergenic or anti-allergenic. Some people are allergic to some metals, and this is not a problem for them. And Julia says they stitch really smoothly. So I'm anxious to give them a try, seeing maybe if the white eye makes it easier to thread the needle. Very interesting. So thank you so much, Julia. I look forward to trying those. And I have haul. Not a lot, but I have some haul. Okay. Florence Mary Dickinson. This is from Hands Across the Sea. This is an exclusive from Hobby House Needleworks. What drew me to this immediately was this bouquet with the yellow flower. I love that. Okay, Hobby House Needleworks. It's exclusive. And I also then went out and got the DMCs. I don't have the fabric yet, but I have all the DMCs, so I can get that kitted up. Okay. I pulled together my October kind of patterns. None of them are fully kitted, so I couldn't start any of them, but I'm anxious to do them. I love them all. Some of them are partially kitted, but none of them are fully kitted, or I would have started them this month. The first is Blackwood Designs 'Tis Halloween, and you've probably seen a lot of people stitching these little stockings. They're very cute. I want to do those too, but here's the thing I really love in this book. Look at that, velvet pin keep. There are instructions to dye the velvet, instructions for making the pins and the finishing, and I can't wait to do that. I think that is just darling. So that's in 'Tis Halloween. Another one I want to do is Jardin Privé Halloween Patchwork, or Patchwork Halloween, sorry. Patchwork Halloween. I think Kimberly Jolly did this last year. There was something different about it. I think she stitched it on a dark fabric or something. It was cute. That's why I got it. Hands-on Design, Pumpkin Spice Farm. And it's on a gray fabric. It calls for tin roof. That's why I haven't started it. I don't have that. I love that. Another hands-on design, Shadow Moon, on green fabric. And I'm wondering if I might have some green left from maybe Mr. Marshmallow or something. I might have something. Okay. And this is from the Fall 2022 Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. I subscribe to that. This is a Teresa Kogut. Look at that, cute. When Witches Go Riding. The cats. Another one I really want to do is Midnight Ride. I love the round finish, and I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to swing buying a real shaker box and putting it on a 6-inch shaker box. So I'm holding up on starting it until I know that I have a box I can put it on. I would even do paper mache box that I could decoupage and finish and then mount it on the top of that. But I want to keep the round finish. I do not want to frame it, but I love that. Again, Blackbird Designs. I have a bunch of Blackbird Designs Halloween. Halloween Eve. Look at the cat in front of the pumpkin, the patchwork pumpkin, and the cat with the arched back. That's wonderful. Emily C. Just put out a new floss tube, and she said she's going to start this on October 30th, Halloween Eve. I don't know if I dare do that. I have so many things going right now, but that's a great idea. Another Blackbird, Away We Ride. I love the crows. Don't tell me they're vultures. I call them crows. I hope they're not vultures. Love that. Another one, Midnight Watch. Blackbird design again. Look at the arch in that cat's back. Love that. And that border. Isn't that something? Anyway, that'll be wonderful. The Scarlet House. Pumpkin spice everything. Yes, please. I love pumpkin spice. Never get tired of it. Love that one. Stacy Nash, Boo to You Pin Keep. It calls for Havana, and I know I don't have enough Havana left from my La-Di-Da that I did with the witch's boot. But that is so cute. I'll have to find something to put that on. And then, okay, now this is a new bag I've not shown before. This is RBG fabric. And I found a coordinating dot for lining it. And in this one, I have Beggar's Night. There are all kinds of these beggars patterns. I'd love to collect them. I have the Christmas one also, but I stuck in the same bag. But the Halloween one I want to get going on. I love the crows. Gotta tell ya. Okay, I have 4 small prairie schoolers that are the exact same chart size, so they should be able to be framed in the same size frames. I want to do a set of 4 here. I have double. Who's there? Knock knock. And Night Flight. And these finish 4 3/4 inches by 6 1/8, so they should fit in a 5x7. So if I get a set of 5x7s, that'd be a great set. Grandkids would love that. And then I have Casting a Spell. Someone's doing a stitch along with this. I'm just not ready to start it just yet. Casting a Spell, love it. I have the box. I have not painted it yet, but I have the box. And it calls for 30 count fabric, and I'm assuming that you'd have to use 30 count in order for the pieces to fit, so I'll have to look for some 30 count. Get myself kitted up and ready to go on this one, but I do love this, and I love the idea of finishing it in the box. I'm not going to fiddle around with the Jello boxes. The instructions for these are to finish them on Jello boxes, or I'll do something else, but I'll give them some dimension. Might even do them as pillows and put them in. Casting a Spell. Looking forward to that. Okay, this is another bag I haven't shown before, And it's big because I bought it because of that fabric, because I love those owls. And I didn't want to waste any owls or cut them off in a funny place. I used them across the front. Love those. So it's a strange size. Where's my normal size? So like this would be my normal size, and then this is like that much higher. So anyway, so that was casting a spell. It has a bag, but it doesn't have anything else yet. And this one, I don't know why I haven't started this one. When I first came to Flosstube, this is one of the first things that sucked me in. Misty Purcell, Luminous Fiber Arts, Nevermore. And I've tried several times to check to see if she had her 40 count. Soft porcelain is what she calls it. And it's never in stock when I'm looking for it, and I just feel like it looks beautiful on that. So I might do a different fabric, but I would love to do it on that fabric. I think that's what's held me off on this one. Very cute. Okay, and that's in another Halloween bag with ghosties and tombstones on the back and an orange lining, orange and black lining. Okay, Brenda Gervais. Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee. My book got bent, I'm so sad. There are 6 in here, or 7? I think there are 6. There are 6 Halloween designs, and she displays things so cute. Just look at that. Love it. I've gathered threads. I have some DMC. I have a few of the classic Colorworks, but I don't have the fabric yet. What's it called for? I think it's a R&R. She usually does, yeah, Brenda's Brew R&R 40 count, which I'd love to get, but I never seem to find that anywhere either. Okay, this is not a Halloween. This is fall. Thankful Quaker. Who did this one? Bent Creek. Thankful Quaker. And my idea for this, and I'm going to offend some of you, I would like it to say, "Come ye hungry people, come." Because, you know, I'm sort of irreverent, and that's what I would like to do. Because to me, Thanksgiving is all about the meal. So I haven't started it yet. So I haven't. So have I really offended you, or would it? Do you have to wait till I stitch it to be offended? Sorry. Oh, I may just do it that way, as charted, you know. Another hands-on design, Autumn Skies. I love these. And I have the buttons, and I have the felt pieces. I have a little bit of the thread. That's only one. That's not all. So, and I have a fabric I would like to use. I don't think it's called for platinum. Yeah, platinum. I have 32 count platinum Lugana, and this calls for 32 count platinum Belfast, which is linen. So it's fine. So that has to rise to the top of the pile sometime. Okay, so that's a bunch of Halloween and fall stuff I want to get done, but they're not kitted. So I'm at a standstill. Okay, I'll talk to you a little bit about the quilt, and I am wondering how I'm going to show details, and I think I may do it just like I did the last one and do a separate at the end, because I have to move furniture out of the way in order to give you a good shot of it. So if you're not interested in hearing about the quilt or seeing the quilt, you can leave and have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. I'll be in a different location in 2 weeks. I don't know how we'll set it up, but we'll figure it out. I'm planning to take 3 wall hanging size quilts down with me, so for 3 videos I'll have a quilt to show, and then it'll be just stitching. So I'll be back in 2 weeks, and if you're leaving now, bye-bye. Okay, so I'll tell you about the quilt, and then I'll do a separate close-ups. This is called Amish with a Twist, number 2, or series 2. The designer is Nancy Rink, and Nancy Rink Designs. The pattern was copyrighted in 2013, and I finished mine in January of 2016. I'm sure she's come out with at least one more of the Amish since this time. It has a central, it's like a medallion, a central medallion with a star, and then log cabin blocks going around, star blocks, and then there are diagonals of traditional blocks that finish out around the square, and I would like to show you the custom quilting. It was a fun quilt to do. It was one of the early ones I did on my long arm. I can tell because I was trying out different quilting motifs that I'd learned in classes, whether online or in person. And my feathers were developing, they were getting better. I did really well in the border and in the blocks in the middle. They're fine, but they're not perfect. I wouldn't put this in a show, right? I wouldn't put this in a show. It looks impressive from behind, but you know, the custom quilting, I could do much better now. But that's the way it is with everything we do, isn't it? Okay, I think I'm going to have to stop the video and do the close-ups because I don't think I can pause it. Nope, I either have to stop it or keep going. So I'm going to stop the video now, and you can look for a separate video of the close-ups of the quilt. Thanks so much for stopping by. Hope I see you in a couple weeks. Bye-bye.